Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make $976,000 in 5 months by emailing strangers. Okay, you can see the screenshot right here from the Instantly campaign. Just under 40,000 emails sent, 317 opportunities worth $976,000 from April the 14th to August the 1st, so within that 5-month time frame. Now, in case you're not aware, my name is Tom Granger. I am the founder of Advanced Client, and we help B2B companies scale outbound systems. Just give you a quick introduction to who I am. Okay, but a preface before we dive into this video. Okay, now I wanted to make this a real point. You do not have a real business until you can take cold traffic and convert them into paying customers. Okay, so let me repeat that. You do not have a real business until you can take cold traffic and convert them into paying customers. Okay, building your business based on referrals, word of mouth, or networking, it's fantastic. It's great. It's a great way to grow your business. Okay, but it is not predictable or scalable, and eventually it's likely to slow down or stop. Okay, so without having a predictable stream of new leads for your business, you can't hire, you can't scale, and you're leaving your financial situation up to the direction of the wind. Okay, and this is irresponsible. So leaving, your payroll, your expenses, your lifestyle, your rent, your family, people that depend on you, leaving that all up to the wind is irresponsible as a business owner. Okay, so taking a look at the current market as well, in the past year, the B2B landscape has really changed dramatically. Okay, so what worked in 2020 and 2023, or so 2020 to 2023, does not work in 2024. So while the barrier to entry is actually reduced, so for businesses that are looking to grow predictably, it's lowering because of tools like Instantly, Mail Scale, Smart Lead, Wallaxy, LA Growth Machine, things like that are lowering the barrier to entry. It's actually getting harder. And the way that it's getting harder, and the reason that it's getting harder, is that spam filters are now battering down the hatches. People are sick of getting too many spam emails. So we saw this on October the 3rd last year in 2023, when Gmail and Google and Yahoo announced new spam filters that were going to be running out in 2024. And we're seeing the effects of this today. June was a pretty bad month of deliverability across cold email. It seems to have picked up a little bit now, but we're starting to see the impact of this, and prospects are swamped with irrelevant spam. So people are getting too many bad cold emails, and if they're getting too many bad cold emails, they're getting jaded and therefore not wanting to engage in cold emails that might actually be good. Okay, alongside this as well, due to the sort of global economic situation that we're in compared to during COVID, financial teams are tightening budget as the international money printer is now turned to an all-time low. So we're seeing macroeconomic conditions across markets that are making sales cycles get larger, and at the same time, more and more decision makers are now needed in every single deal, more champions. It's just getting more difficult to make sales. Okay, so lowering barriers to entry does not equal easier growth. In fact, I would argue it makes the opposite. Okay, it means more competition. More competition means your business needs to keep up with the top operators around the world, and it needs to do this fast. Okay, so let's do a quick background on the company that we reached out for. So the business was a one-man operator who works with video creators to scale their social media channels through viral ideation methods. Okay, so the operator has lots and lots of experience, has worked with some of the largest creators in the world, hint Mr. Beast level, so very, very large creators. He's a very, very successful guy, very, very good at what he does, incredibly skilled, has fantastic case studies as well. So when he came to us, we saw this as a brilliant opportunity for us to partner up. Okay, but the issue that he was having, and the reason that he came to us in the first place, was that his business was built completely on referrals from creators, which didn't, happen as often as he would have hoped, because they didn't want to give away their unfair advantage. So he was so good at what he did for these creators that they didn't want to refer him out because he was so good. Okay, so that meant while he was incredibly skilled, while he was generating lots and lots of results for his clients, which I imagine a lot of people are in this situation as well, he was struggling to scale because he couldn't get new business through the door, and therefore his business had hit a wall. So, the operator himself, he was rightly stressed about a situation. He approached us for help. His goal was to get consistent meetings with major creators booked onto his calendar. So this is how we did it. Okay, this is how we generated 976,000 in pipeline in just 5 months. So the first step was infrastructure. So the first step we took for him, and we take for all of our clients, is building out the correct infrastructure required to send high volume cold email. Okay, so this included 20 brand new .com domains set up with the correct DNS settings. This is the SPF, DMARC, and DKIM DNS settings that we bought from GoDaddy. All these domains were then forwarded to the client's main landing page, okay? So if anyone had looked up these domains, they would have directed straight to our client's landing page, okay? And then for every domain, we set up a named email account, so one per domain, created through Google Workspace, okay? So this is the infrastructure that we're going to use to actually send the emails. Step 2, warming. So domains and email accounts require warming before launching cold email campaigns, and this is to build a reputation of the domains with the email service providers and ensure that all emails sent as part of campaigns are landing in the inbox, or a high percentage of them are, okay? This warming process takes around 2 weeks, so 14 days, before it is safe to send campaigns, and we use instantly.ai to warm all of our domains and email accounts, okay? Step 3, research, okay? So now that the technical aspect of the setup was ready and it was warming and we were loaded on that side of things, we began our deep dive research into the client and their ideal client profile, okay? This is not a quick process at all. Requires lots and lots of data reviewing, reading, searching, researching, those sort of things, okay? And one of the top levers that we pull in this situation and in this stage is AI, okay? So by feeding ChatGPT everything that we've researched about our client and about their ideal client profile, we can create comprehensive report into the minds of our desired prospects that we're reaching out to, okay? So everything from pain points for individual job titles and personas to insights into the exact way the solution we're promoting via cold email solves those prospect pain points, okay? So this doc is really an invaluable to our process. It's used for the foundation of all the messaging that we send, okay? As you can see, this is just a blurred image. I'm not going to show you what this doc is because it's sort of confidential to the client. But this gives you an idea of what it looks like. So breaking down pain points, what are we solving? How does our solution fit into what they do? What does their day-to-day look like? What are the problems that they're facing? All these sort of things so that we can craft really, really compelling messaging for them, okay? Step 4, leads. So in 2024, data is one of the best levers that you can pull to separate yourself from the rest of the market. If you can identify and isolate segments of the market better than your competition, you can create much more personalized messaging and offers for them, okay? So knowing our client's market, we sort of had to look outside the typical sources of leads that most operators use for outbound campaigns. So most operators are using Sales Navigator, they're using Apollo, and they're using Clay to build out lists of leads. But we weren't able to access the data that we were looking for through those, so we had to look outside the box, okay? I won't be revealing the source because it wouldn't be fair on the client, but if you're a smart, resourceful person, you could probably go and search for it. It's not hidden. It is out there on Google, so if you wanted to go and find it, you could go and find it, okay? Now, once we had extracted the data from our source, we further enriched it and cleaned it using Clay. So this is normalizing channel names, first names, and all this other sort of data that we needed to normalize and clean. Clay is fantastic for doing this. It makes it so quick and easy compared to when we used to do it on Google Sheets a few years ago, which was quite a laborious process, okay? Now, once we had cleaned our data, we then verified the data using Find Email to ensure the lowest possible bounce rate. Okay, we did not want to have a high bounce rate, so we wanted to ensure that it was low as possible. So we verified our data using Find Email. Find Email is a fantastic tool. We use it pretty much every day in our tech stack for extracting data, for pulling data out of CSVs, for putting together, for managing leads, and for verifying data as well. Really, really great tool. Step 5, messaging. Okay, so now that we had the infrastructure to send the cold emails, plus the leads to actually send it to, we needed to put together messaging to send to them. Okay, so remember back in step 3 when I mentioned how invaluable the doc that we put together is? Well, I was not lying about that. Okay, we use all the information that we've put together in the doc through that research phase. Okay, plus all these personas that we've put together, and when we sub it into this formula. So this is a formula that we use consistently for ourselves and for our clients. Okay, it's a really, really great formula. So this will be intro. So this is just like hi, name. Okay, a pain point question. So asking them something that's clearly painful to them. Then we offer them a solution to that pain point. So what the offer is that we have for our client, plus a case study of relevant results that show that our client is clearly competent at what they do and have worked with similar brands or companies or creators like them before, so that they can relate to that. Okay, so they're saying, do you have this pain point? Here's an offer to solve the pain point. We use the same solution to solve this issue for this creator, this creator, this creator that had also dealt with that before, and now they're not dealing with it. Okay. So if someone's in that mindset of feeling in pain, then this email is going to be highly relevant to them. Okay. We do a soft call to action, like, would you like this thing? Would you like some more information? We've put together this lead magnet. You want this lead magnet, whatever it is. Okay. We send it over nice and soft. We don't push for a meeting straight away. We wait until we've got a positive response. Then we push for a meeting, and then a quick sign off, cheers, Tom, or something along those lines. Okay. That along with a really simple subject line. So subject lines are not something that we spend a lot of time thinking about. These could be just one word, all lowercase. We want to sort of cut through the chaff that's in the inbox. Something very, very simple there. You don't need to spend too much time thinking about it. If you're thinking about your subject lines too much, it's probably not a good thing. Okay. And now we're actually ready to go. So we can launch the cold email campaigns. So once the domains were warmed up and ready to launch, we began the campaigns. The system that we had set up allows for a maximum of around 1,000 cold emails per day to be sent. However, we always scale this up nice and slowly. We don't like to rush into things. Beginning each campaign with around 20 emails per domain, and then scaling by 5 per domain per week until we sort of hit 35, 40. That might be too much these days. We could scale that back if we're noticing a lot of emails are landing in spam, or if we're noticing that we're not getting the same deliverability. Now, when we launched the campaign, even at a lower volume than our max capacity, we were still able to generate qualified sales opportunities from the first day, which is really cool. You can see here we sent 500 emails, we generated 3 opportunities. I believe we booked in 2 calls. So we're booking a call per 250 emails. This is a great sign that what we're doing is working. Okay. So if we're getting this on the first day, then we know that the offer is relevant to our market, and our market is hungry for what we have to offer. So now we can make further tweaks. We can make our offer better. We can make our subject line better. We can make everything better in the process and get better and better results. But this is a great sign to launch a campaign. Okay. So why does what we do work? Okay. Well, this client saw great success because we focused on the fundamentals that they did not have the time, energy, or expertise to execute on. Okay. Success with outbound does not come from firing from the hip at all. You can't just go out there and fire from the hip. It comes from following the rules, building the foundations, especially when it comes to the back end infrastructure, intense research into who your prospect is, so understanding the desire that your market has, okay? Leveraging AI, applying psychological principles to messaging, and lots more. It is absolutely not easy, okay? It requires lots of time and attention to get right, but when you're executing it correctly, which you should be, and if you follow this video, you can execute it correctly, okay? As you've seen from what we did for this client, the results can literally change the trajectory of your business, going from struggling to generate new clients from referrals to having a predictable source of calls on your calendar that you can then go ahead and close and turn them into clients. Okay, so really, really powerful stuff. Now, if you enjoyed this video, what I've done is I've put together 7 free outbound trainings for you. It's the first link in the bio. You just click it and then you can get access to the 7 free trainings. And if you like the video, remember to like, remember to subscribe for more outbound videos, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.